Hello, welcome to One India News. I am Akash. The World Bank has approved a $1.5 billion loan for the ambitious Clean India campaign to support the Indian government in its effort to ensure all citizens in rural India to have an access to improved sanitation and to end the practice of open defecation by 2019. As per the World Bank statistics, of 2.4 billion people who lack access of improved sanitation globally, more than 750 million live in India, with 80% living in rural areas.
According to World Bank estimates, of the 2.4 billion people who lack access to improved sanitation globally, more than 750 million live in India. Now, the World Bank has approved a $1.5 billion loan for India's sanitation program, which could give the country an opportunity to tackle its sanitation woes. It is a common scene in India to see people relieving themselves in the open. Early in the morning, by the railway tracks, people can be seen defecating. Both the lack of toilets in the country and the weak sanitation awareness of the public are at work. To improve the country's sanitation, the Indian government has launched the Clean India program, and the World Bank funds will reach India states through the program. In India villages, majority of people have little money, and building a toilet is not a priority for them. However, in villages close to industrial areas, situation is changing. More and more people work in nearby townships, and education levels continues increasing these years. And these have led to the increase of toilet use in the rural areas. Sulabh International, an organization that pioneered public toilet movement in India, has created toilets which are efficient, easy to use and maintain for rural India. The founder of the organization also suggests that the government should avert the current funding channel via governments to the channel through banks.
In my opinion, we have 125,000 banks in the rural areas, and we have 2,500,000, you can say, villages, panchayats we have. So, on 2 panchayats, we have 1 bank. So money should go to bank, and bank should give money to the beneficiaries.
The 5-year World Bank loan aims to end India's open defecation practice by 2019.
Development under Prime Minister Narendra Modi in a meet at New Delhi to discuss nutrition and green power. World Bank will give India a loan of more than $1 billion to establish solar power systems.
Prime Minister Modi and his entire government have set extremely difficult but important targets, and I have been so pleasantly surprised at how much progress has been.
Meanwhile, World Bank Group on Thursday announced $1 billion for solar power capacity in India. This comes as the group president Jim Yong Kim said that India's growth story can be a lesson for not just developing but also developed countries.
World Bank Group signed an agreement with the International Solar Alliance consisting of 21 countries led by India and committed to provide $1 billion in support to Indian solar energy projects. The pact was signed in the presence of Indian Finance Minister Arun Jaitley, Power Minister Piyush Goyal and visiting World Bank Group President Jim Yong Kim in New Delhi. The World Bank supported projects in the works include solar rooftop technology, infrastructure for solar parks, bringing innovative solar and hybrid technologies to market, and transmission lines for solar-rich provinces. Kim is on a 2-day visit to review India's progress in areas of renewable energy and nutrition, where the World Bank is working closely with the country.
We're extremely pleased with the progress that's being made in the 6 priority areas. Prime Minister Modi and his entire government have set extremely difficult but important targets, and I have been so pleasantly surprised at how much progress has been made. India continues to be one of our absolutely most important partners. Our goals are to end extreme poverty in the world and boost shared prosperity. And India's success over the last 2 years is one of the true bright spots.
Early in the day, Kim called on Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi and pledged to be a supportive partner to India.
చేస్తున్న రాష్ట్ర ప్రభుత్వం తాజాగా ప్రపంచ బ్యాంకు సహకారం కోరింది. ప్రపంచ బ్యాంకు నిధుల కోసం రాష్ట్ర ప్రభుత్వం నుంచి కేంద్ర పట్టణాభివృద్ధి శాఖ ఇప్పటికే ఒక ప్రతిపాదన వెళ్లింది. రాష్ట్ర ప్రభుత్వం 7,247 కోట్లతో ప్రాజెక్టు ప్రతిపాదనలు పంపింది. దీనికి కేంద్ర ప్రభుత్వం ప్రపంచ బ్యాంకు నుంచి ఆమోదం లభిస్తే 70% నిధుల్ని ప్రపంచ బ్యాంకు రుణంగా ఇస్తుంది. 5,000 కోట్లకు పైగా నిధులు ప్రపంచ బ్యాంకు నుంచి వస్తాయి. మిగతా 30% నిధుల్ని రాష్ట్ర ప్రభుత్వం అయింది. 5 సభ్యుల్లో ఒకరు బృంద సారథి కాగా 2 పట్టణాభివృద్ధి నిపుణులు, 2 సాంకేతిక నిపుణులు ఉన్నారు. ఈ బృందం బుధవారం రాజధాని ప్రాంతంలో పర్యటిస్తుంది. గురువారం మరోసారి సిఆర్డీ అధికారులతో సమావేశమవుతుంది. ప్రస్తుత ఆర్థిక సంవత్సరం ముగిసేలోగా కేంద్రం నుంచి ప్రతిపాదన వెళ్తే త్వరగా నిధులు వస్తాయని అధికారులు చెబుతున్నారు. అంటే ఈ నెలాఖరులోగా ప్రతిపాదన వెళ్లాల్సి ఉంటుంది. నిధులు మంజూరు చేయడానికి ముందు ప్రపంచ బ్యాంకు చాలా కసరత్తు చేస్తుంది. వాళ్ళు సొంతంగా ఒక సర్వే చేస్తారు. అనంతరం సిఆర్డీఐ నియమించిన కన్సల్టెంట్లు రూపొందించిన మౌలిక వసతుల ప్రణాళికను పరిశీలిస్తారు.
The Board of Directors of the World Bank today approved the largest ever annual lending to India, amounting to $4.345 billion. The approved projects will support the development of India's infrastructure and help public sector banks maintain the levels of credit growth. Of this, loans amounting to $4.2 billion are in response to a specific request from the Government of India for additional financing to help stimulate Indian economy in the wake of the global financial crisis. The 3 large projects which amount to $4.2 billion are $2 billion for the banking sector support loan, $1.195 billion for the India Infrastructure Finance Company Limited, and $1 billion for the 5th Power Systems Development Project.
I'm here in Uttar Pradesh, in India, home to 200 million people. If Uttar Pradesh were a country, it'd be the 5th largest country in the world. I'm standing on the bank of the river Ganges, the Ganga as the Indians call it. It's a river that's sacred to hundreds of millions of people. Right behind me, what you can see is what they call a nala, where raw sewage is being dumped into the river Ganga. Every day, more than 250 million liters of untreated sewage go right into the river Ganga. Now, we're very proud of our World Bank team who have partnered so well with both the Indian government and the private sector to work to clean up this river. These are just the kind of difficult problems that really push us to be our best. You know, we're serious about ending poverty and building shared prosperity. And if we're to have any hope of ending poverty, we have to deepen our engagement with countries like India and especially states like Uttar Pradesh. Uttar Pradesh is home to more than 8% of all the people in the world living in extreme poverty. We look forward to deepening and broadening our relationship with India, and we will work with them to end poverty in India and take the lessons from India and share them with the entire world.
All across the world, moving freight by rail is far quicker, cheaper and greener than sending it by road. But in India, it is slow and unpredictable. This is because the same tracks carry both passenger and freight trains, leading to severe congestion and delays on major railway lines. And costs are amongst the highest in the world.
As you know, DFC is the mega infra project undertaken by Government of India, and it was launched with the technology that we will segregate freight traffic from the passenger traffic. Today, the average speed of the freight train is around 25 km an hour, which certainly can be raised to 70 km an hour after completion of dedicated freight corridor.
Apart from being much faster, the freight-only corridor will make the movement of goods much cheaper and more efficient. Waiting time for wagons will be reduced and transit time will be down to a third. Moving freight from road to electrified rail will also consume far less energy and the railways for affordable travel.
By freeing the trade from the main railway, it will allow people to use the railway more freely as passengers, which will create the possibility for agglomeration, urbanization around this big corridor, which is really important because we know that urbanization drives poverty alleviation in India.
The experience gained in implementing a project of such magnitude and complexity will enable the Indian Railways to create one of the largest freight operations in the world.